Hi everybody, Dr. Andrew Hall from WellSpine, Kansas City here. Today I'm coming to you with a topic that I address almost every day in practice. I get this question every day, and actually it's a really important one, and I know there's a lot of misinformation about this out there. The question is, do I use ice or do I use heat when it comes to injuries, soreness, and pain? And frankly, if you Google this subject, holy cow, there's a lot of information out there going either way. So let me just give you the quick basics that I tell most people when they come into the practice. There's a lot of gray areas out there, but these are the ones that are going to work probably 90% of the time. So when do you ice? You ice when it is an acute injury. You think about rolling an ankle or spraining an ankle and it swells up and there's a lot of inflammation there. You think about maybe you went in and you were doing some really heavy deadlifts and you had bad form on the last two and you rounded your back and suddenly the low back's all lit up. This is when you want to use ice. Inflammation is important. Inflammation is a good thing because that's the healing mechanism for our bodies, but there comes a time and place when it becomes a detrimental cycle. There's too much in there, the body can't get rid of it as quick as it can. Ice is a great thing for this. It's going to help reduce inflammation, it's going to help with the pain, and it's just going to quicken the healing process. So on those kind of injuries, those acute injuries, use ice. Take ice, and when I say ice, I'm not meaning the bag of peas, I'm not meaning a frozen steak or anything like that. Get some ice, get something that is designed to be an ice pack, put it directly onto the skin, put it on for 20 minutes, take it off for anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. You can put it back on at that point in time. Notice how your body feels. Notice how that place is feeling. Have you noticed a decrease in swelling? Is it moving a bit better? If you want to add a little bit of compression to it as well, that's totally fine. The point is to get the inflammation moving as much as we can so it doesn't set in and start breaking down tissues or decrease your body's ability to move. Now, heat. Heat comes into play when it is more of a chronic injury. This is something where someone who sits for a long period of time at work and suddenly all the muscles in the back and in the neck get really tight, they're in this position and it just keeps getting worse over time. This is where you want to start using heat. In the low back, someone who sits a lot for work, maybe does a lot of driving, a lot of traveling, heat is a great thing. So, and again, it can be heating packs. I don't necessarily like the salon pauses because there's a lot of chemistry that goes into it and you're injecting it right into the skin and into the body. Not such a great thing, but saunas, steam rooms, hot tubs, all of those things are really, really great for those muscles. There's a reason why it feels good, is because your muscles are loosening up and it's helping. But you don't want to do this kind of stuff for an acute injury. I mean, imagine you just rolled your ankle playing basketball and you wrap it up with heat. That's going to make the thing so much worse. But it's these chronic type of injuries that you want to focus in on and use heat more for. And there's also a combination of both that you can be doing. I mean, again, here's the gray area where it's like, okay, doc, what if I have a chronic condition that I flared up while working out at the gym? Maybe I've had neck issues in the past, but I was doing some overhead strict presses and I lit that area up. You can do a combination of both. I always tend to say more ice than heat, especially if it's something that's flared up because there's more inflammation there, but you also want to relax the muscles as well. So that's just the basics there. You can go in a lot of different directions, but you know, the ice for acute injuries is one of the main things that I'm telling people, the heat for chronic conditions. And listen to your body. That's probably one of the most important things you can do, is listen to your body when it comes to these things. Make sure that you are under the care of a great professional, a great chiropractor, and do this kind of work at home and it'll really help improve. So thank you so much for listening. This is Dr. Andrew Hall from WellSpine, KC.